Well, on the podcast today, we have Chaz, Cervino, and Tom Ottaiano. They are the co-founders of Today's Business, a full-service digital marketing agency with multiple offices across the country. Basically, what these guys do is they help you manage your online presence, from website design, social media accounts, search engine optimization, affiliate marketing, email marketing. The list goes on and on. They really do cover it all. And
I'm going to be your sound effects today, Josh.
I like this. I don't need my YouTube soundboard then.
No, you don't. I'm going to be the sound effects. They do it all
through a customized digital strategy designed for you. They have a really cool backstory. They actually started out in college as football teammates and then went on to build their own company together, applying a lot of what they learned in sports to today's business. Tom and Chaz, welcome to Stay Paid.
Thanks for having us. How you doing, guys? Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. So I'm really interested to hear how you got into the entrepreneurial venture. You know, what made you guys want to start the business, and then walk us through, you know, your journey. I always, like to ask, the people we interview, give us kind of the 30,000 foot view of your life, like your story, how you guys got into the business, what's led it up to today. And then I want to dive into this topic of digital marketing, affiliate marketing for the audience, because I think, guys, take notes on this podcast because you're going to learn a lot about affiliate marketing and digital marketing. But if you guys want to walk us through how you got into the business, why you started it, kind of take us up to today and where it's at.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty funny story, but it's also really cool because we've kind of mended two worlds together, really, like from when we first started. So I'll start it off, but Tom, please come involved because we kind of play off each other well on telling the story, and there's bits and pieces that I tell better, bits and pieces that he tells better.
You're the good-looking one in the story, and then no.
You're top bad cop, you got to play off. That's why we're partners.
But started off, I originally took a scholarship to Syracuse University out of high school, and then the coach got fired there. The coach Doug Marone ended up getting fired at Syracuse. So I played every game as a redshirt freshman. Then the coach got fired.
What position did you play?
Transferring to Hofstra University, where Tom originally was a walk-on, then got partial scholarship, then became a full scholarship guy. And as soon as I transferred there, my dad reached out to one of his good friends, which ended up being one of Tom's family friends as well. And like, hey, my son's transferring over to Hofstra. And he's like, all right, well, Tom's there, and we got to introduce these guys. So he reached out to Tom, and Tom at the time just got on full scholarship. So he was like, shit, what the heck is going on, man? First time I get to be there throughout the summer. I don't have anybody there. Don't have any, I have to worry about anything. And then I'm like, hey, Tom, and then he's like, he's going to be sleeping on your floor in the summer. He's like, dude, now I got somebody here with me. I finally got a full scholarship. And, but Tom literally was like, dude, you're my guy. Like, you're family friends with the Grogans. Like, come on, like, and welcomed me in, literally introduced me to everyone at Hofstra. And it was like I was part of the family. And at that time, I'm a junior transferring into Hofstra University football program. So I'm like, oh, I'm coming in with a freshman as well as I'm a junior. So it's a little bit different. And he just welcomed me in, and everyone on the team was like, all right, you're Tom's guy. You're good with us. And that's kind of how we got introduced. And from there, then that year, I ended up breaking my ribs and puncturing my lung the first game of the year. So I was out the whole season at Hofstra. And from 1A to 1AA, I didn't have to sit out at all, which was really nice, and take that year off. I got to play right away, but then I got hurt, and then they ended up canceling the entire football program. So prior to that happening, Tom was named, right before they canceled the football program, Tom was named captain. So he from walk-on to partial scholarship to full scholarship, then to name captain.
Wow.
The day before they canceled the football program was like crazy. And then from there, he's like, all right, well, I became captain. I'm ready to continue my football career. And he ended up transferring to Monmouth University, becoming an All-American at Monmouth, and then playing in the NFL for a short period of time. Very short.
Very short, it says.
Very short. But that's kind of like how we got introduced to each other. And it was just like, we just became friends right off the bat, and I think was just really cool. And really from family, friends, and relationships.
Business partners. I mean, I think the Hofstra canceling the football program really, I think, put us in both different perspectives of life. Gave me an opportunity to kind of start my football career off to a different foot, where I would say I had a different type of introductory to college football. Wasn't as pleasant as I thought it was going to be, but I wanted to finish out my career the right way. But at the same time, I also think it led to Chaz having the opportunity to kind of enjoy college. I mean, and actually be a normal student and learn different components of, I think you start to see that now in the entrepreneurial assets we have now. But after I transferred to Monmouth and had that not for long career in the NFL, we really wanted to figure out, how can we shape our athlete mentality to the business world? I mean, without having to go work for somebody else. Kind of funny story. Chaz's father, on top of anything, I was walking off. I'll never forget walking off the field. We had just beaten Bryant University. We were at Hofstra at the same time. We were in Rhode Island. I never met Chaz's dad prior to this moment. I walk off the field, and the first thing he goes to me, "You guys are going to be business partners."
No way.
This is my junior. Yeah, he goes, "You guys are going to be business partners, and you're going to start an insurance company because you both know a lot of people, and everybody needs insurance."
That's great.
So I was like, I don't know if I really wanted to sell insurance, but, Chaz thought he was going to sell insurance, but he couldn't pass the test. So that's why we really started. That's why I really started today's business. But it's kind of funny how everything came about. I literally got cut from the Jets. And I'm on my way home, and Chaz, obviously being my best friend, gave me a call, and he was in the process of trying to take the insurance test. And he was also trying to console me as a friend. Long story short, we got off that phone call. We decided that we were going to start a business, and we ended up coming up with the idea of today's business. Not currently what we're doing right now, but similar. And we just knew that we had our opportunity to really take and shape our own destiny. Anything I think that came into our lives was always controlled by somebody else. And, we gave 180% of the effort because of us being athletes, that we wanted to have something that we could control our own. So we didn't realize how hard it was going to be to start your own business. Nonetheless, start your own business with no money or no financing. Today's business was founded on $400.
Nice.
That's
still
awesome.
To this day, it's the only $400 we ever put into this company. We've grown over the last 8 years and built out, 6 different sections, service offerings to our clientele, and have almost 50 employees, all on our own dime.
Wow.
So we talk about bootstrap to the fullest. We bootstrap this thing to the fullest extent possible. And, I think that goes back to those grassroots. So I think by Chad explaining that story, really kind of show you what type of people we are, one, and also what type of people we are to get what we want. And, we, now we're 8 years into business. We have not had the opportunity to build an Inc. 5000 company. And I think we might have won it again, or made that list again.
We're waiting to hear,
awesome.
too.
We're waiting to hear, too. I just filled out this application, survey before. But it's kind of awesome to sit here and say that, the last 8 years we've had the opportunity to really work together alongside, we played football alongside each other, but at the same time also now build our own team as our own general managers and and as our own head coaches. We have our third business partner who's not on the podcast. He's too busy actually managing some of our client work. We always like to say we're like a nice little mixed salad dressing. We're all separate, all different shapes and sizes, but you mix us together, we make one hell of a dressing. But I think by
That's
adding
awesome.
by adding that dynamic, it really has helped shape on everything that we do. And I think our clients feel that, our employees and our team feels that. And I think the position we put ourselves in because of our roots has really helped shape to what we're doing now.
Walk the audience through kind of the high level picture of what your company is doing. And, I know Josh introed you in and gave a flavor of it, but what do you guys do? Who do you work with? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, so we're a full service digital marketing agency. that means that we either partner with a brand on helping enhance what they currently have with their internal infrastructure, meaning like we help assist with building their client's website, maintaining a website, helping them rank on Google, all of their paid media spends on digital marketing, whether it might be on Google or Facebook or Instagram. We also help in the email marketing creation. We have a creative services department. But we and another big division of our company is our performance marketing channel, which is where we encompass and manage brands, affiliate channels, as well as, influencer marketing and athlete marketing campaigns. What we've done is that to be honest with you, our vision and the background and backbone of our company is we're a strong resource for any business. So we work with large and medium-sized companies. We started out working with mom and pop pizzerias and restaurants and bars, to now we have the opportunity to work with some of the coolest brands in the world. We work with brands such as Bodybum.com,
nice.
Menlo Club, Cellucor, C4, if you guys are supplement guys, best in the market.
Will you see do you see my guns here? Or are they popping through the film?
No firearms on the podcast.
He looked at me when he said supplements. Did you hear that? No.
Yeah. Well, come to my office, I have like a vitamin shop.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of samples from there that seem to be missing lately. I'm wondering why everybody in the office is running around. But yeah, we've had the opportunity to work with all shapes and sizes. We definitely tried to stay diverse, because I feel like we always felt as if the more diverse we are with our clientele and not so much niche focused, we were going to be more creative, because, in digital marketing, it's a lot of throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks. But some things that work for one client might not work for the client, but also can work for another client. So we've had that opportunity to kind of, over the years, work with hundreds and, thousands of different types of businesses, but currently we have about 150 clients in our entire organization. Like I mentioned, close to 50 employees, but as well as we also work with about another 40 or so professional athletes on helping enhance their brands.
That's the affiliate side, or is that actually helping their brand themselves?
Yeah, the athlete and affiliate side, yeah.
Nice. So, I want to jump into this idea of affiliate marketing and then digital marketing. I think you said something that actually is a golden nugget that I don't want people to miss, which is marketing. There's no magic formula. And this idea, it sounds crazy as a digital marketing agency to say digital marketing is kind of throwing things against the wall and seeing, what sticks. Mm-hmm. But that actually is such a successful principle in running businesses. And we call it micro testing. Is basically you want to just constantly be testing things, watching it, seeing if it works. Like we're testing something on our online sign up Josh shared with me today of trying to get people to sign up online for our product.
Yeah.
And you changed just what you changed from billing address to billing
information, yeah.
To see just if testing. That affects the, the actual buying journey or the process, because, you're looking at other people's buying processes and you're seeing they're using that language versus billing address. But the point being is like, for those who are trying marketing, listening to this right now, this idea, don't be afraid to just micro test, to throw things at the wall and see what sticks. But the idea of seeing what sticks is tracking everything you do and seeing the results that it's generating. And then, I always call it, what is it? You want to take action, you want to track, and then you want to pivot. You want to pivot, if what works today might not work tomorrow, what worked for one client might not work for the next client, but it's all this micro testing. So walk me through. You start this company, because I'm really curious. This is kind of a question selfishly for myself, so I apologize to the audience. But what has been the hardest part for you in growing this business from just the two of you to 50 employees, and now you have a bunch of clients? I'm just curious, what has been the most challenging thing for you to get it to where the level it is today? The reason why I'm asking that is because as an entrepreneur or kids that are looking to start in entrepreneurship, I shouldn't even say kids, anyone that's looking to start in entrepreneurship, I'm curious what you guys find the most challenging part that you would want to prepare someone for or give them advice on.
I would say the biggest things, it's scaling and understanding your capacity. Knowing what your bandwidth is, and knowing that you don't want to teeter over that bandwidth, and you also don't want to run teetering underneath that bandwidth. And I think that we've learned the hard way in a lot of instances because we're so competitive. We really did care about is that that big number, that gross revenue. But everybody always tells you about that gross revenue is the number one thing, but really at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if that bottom line is at zero.
That's
I think
a
the
golden
biggest
nugget.
mistake, it is, and it's the truth. And
it is.
It's really, I would say, the hardest part to a business is knowing that scalability, and if you can scale, and also making that decision that, hey, like, we might be just as profitable at $5 million that we are at 20. And no, it might be easier to run a company at $5 million than at 20 million because you're dealing with different headaches and you're making the same amount of money. And I think that's kind of been on both sides, on the scalability, on the financial implications of the company. We're institutionally funded, which, knock on wood, is great. So we have a great working relationship. Shout out to M&T Bank. But also, we, on the people side, we started out, I always say this is one of the best things that ever happened in our company. We started out with all interns. So scaling them to employees has been one of the hardest things I think we've ever done.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say, is that just retaining employees and retaining high-level employees as a business, because I think that's something that, as you continue to grow, well, when you're pitching clients, they don't want to necessarily pay more for the same service on the next, from 2012 to 2013, 2014 to 2015, so on and so forth. But at the same time, your staff members want to continue to make more money every single year.
Yep.
And kids now, and individuals nowadays, they don't. Oh, I'm going to be at a company for 5 years, 10 years. They look at it. All right, yeah, I've been doing my job for 6 months. I want a raise. Well,
dude, man, I have camaraderie with you.
That's why you get paid to do your job. When you go above and beyond at your particular job, that's when you get a bonus or a raise or so on and so forth. But I think that's also the hardest part in retaining employees and understanding what their expectations are, what motivates them, and how to get that across. And I think over the last probably year and a half, we've implemented a lot of different
value add.
Yeah, a lot of different value added bonuses, like work from home on Wednesdays, lunch 2 days a week,
Summer Fridays
year round.
Yep.
And we've done that, I think, to help, because at the same time, we're in Pine Brook, New Jersey. We're not in Manhattan.
Right.
So we're also 25 minutes away from Manhattan. So we are competing with New York City, which is the biggest city in the world. So it's something that that has been difficult, yet you find what you can and what your niche is. And I think by incorporating IRAs and that we're matching that and so on and so forth, that you continue to bring value-added propositions to the table. We also incorporated TV Advantage, where we have about 75 businesses that have opted in to give our employees discounts, from restaurants to clothing brands.
That's awesome.
All different types of businesses.
Amazing points that you guys made in there. One is, what should drive you is the net profit, not your ego. Call it gross revenue, call it, if you're in real estate, the number of transactions you do. Like, what should drive you? And that is harder. It's easier said than done. Because I'm in the same boat you guys are. Like, you constantly want to push yourself, and you want to making $5,000 again, which, they do off of revenue, and you want to, hit the accolades or constantly tell yourself that you're growing. But at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line. And if you function your business from that type of mindset, you're going to have a lot more of a successful business. Second thing is, when it comes to scaling people, understanding someone's internal motivation or what makes them tick, in the end, is the most important thing. Because what I have found over the years of doing this and scaling people is that you're never going to please everybody. What's most important is to make sure you understand where that person wants to be in their personal life, and being very real with them if you can help them get there. Like, when I sit down with employees, I think, we'd have to interview our employees to make sure they agree with this, but I think they would agree with this, that if I can't get them what they want, I won't sugarcoat it to them. I won't try to manipulate it. I'll tell them, hey, I don't have that here. But let me help you get to a place where because if that's where your dream is, if that's where you want to be, I want to help you get there. And really functioning in a very raw, direct capacity of just saying, where do you want to be in your life? Here's where ReminderMedia is going. And, hopefully where you want to be also pushes ReminderMedia to where it wants to be, and then you have a great relationship. So understanding people's internal why is extremely valuable when growing a team. And so many managers fail to do that. They focus on performance only, and they don't correlate performance or tie performance into an external why. And it's really, really critical in scaling people. So I love those 2 points. All right, so let's get into some tangible, let's transition here. Let's get into some tangible marketing tips, because you guys run a digital marketing agency. So let's give some tangible marketing tips for, our audience. And, digital marketing is really, really broad, right? So there's a ton of different avenues for digital marketing. But I'd be curious to hear you guys' opinion of, let's take a real estate agent, for instance. If a real estate agent came to you today and said, hey, I need help with digital marketing, what are some of the things you would immediately go to? What would you look at? It's almost like you're consulting right now on this podcast, but what would you look at and break down for us how you would start thinking through a real estate agent's business and what you would want to kind of set in place and go after? And think of it in terms of make up the budget if you're wondering what the budget is and stuff like that. But I'm just curious. Yeah, $400. I'm just curious what you guys would do for a real estate agent, because then I want to dive in a little deeper into some of the tactics of implementing that.
I would say the first thing I would say is that don't get into real estate nowadays if you don't like social media. Seriously, I mean, your biggest asset is going to be you. Your biggest tool is going to be that person. I think you're seeing a huge factor in play. And actually, ironically, I had a conversation with an older gray-haired real estate agent compared to somebody or a couple of our friends that are in the game right now. And the older generation is looking to hire like companies like ourselves, where like the younger generation is actually taking it on as like becoming their own brand in that component. The best tip I would ever say, I wouldn't get into it if you're not comfortable with social media. And the best tip is going to be them. And then the utilization of how to, post a picture on Instagram, how to properly tag a picture on Instagram, the basic stuff. There's not going to be a company or a thing that's going to make or break you as a personal real estate agent. When it comes to more of the corporate side, it's a different story, but if they were going to consult with us or ask to come to, regardless of the budget, I mean, the first thing of I would tell them is this is all you. You have to do this. Is a personal thing. You're selling somebody's home right now. There's no company. And I mean, unless you get to those people that are, the $1 million listings and they have 100 different types of listings and this and the third. But if you're a local real estate agent, you're more powerful than anything else. You just have to be active. You have to be active, and you have to be, and that's really what it is.
I actually couldn't agree more. Grant Cardone, I've shared this often on the podcast. They asked him one time, I don't know if you guys know Grant Cardone or not, but he's a big-time sales guy, and he's in real estate. But they asked him, what would you do if you became a real estate agent today? And his answer was very, very similar to yours. He said, I would become an overnight celebrity in my hometown. I'd go to every radio station. I'd go to every event. I would go knock on doors. I would do every interview possible, because he's driving home the same point you're driving home, which is you are the secret sauce. Your brand is the secret sauce. And you're building, basically getting people to know you, because you don't have to be the best agent. You don't actually have to have the best product. You just have to be the most known. Yeah. And so I'm curious, how do you guys tell the story digitally? What does that look like for you as you're, walking through with somebody? Do you go through a process of you look at their website, you look at their social media, you talk about pay-per-click? What does that process look like? So if I'm a real estate agent listening to this right now, okay, now I know it's all about me. Now what? Yeah. What do I do?
Yeah, the first step is creating the plan and strategy, and understanding that on a daily basis, there's going to be content that needs to be distributed on these platforms, and putting out a strategy on how to get it done, because it doesn't happen. Oh, well, now it's Monday. I got to figure out what I'm posting Monday. You already know what you post. You already know what you're posting Monday 2 weeks from now, and you're planning that out, because I think that's so important. And you have to understand that with social nowadays, it's not about it's a picture here and there. No, people want to hear from you. they want to hear exactly your thoughts on the market. They want to know what's going on in terms of in that particular town, that industry. So I think, and when you're looking at content distribution on the social media platforms, you're looking at, okay, pre-production, like say even you're talking about a podcast, or if I'm a real estate agent, why wouldn't I have my own podcast? Because it's a way for me to tell my brand and tell my thoughts and feelings on the market and what I'm doing on a weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever it may be, on how they can scale it. But it goes back to, being able to scale the content and putting it out there. So the pre-production and the planning strategy to the actual production, then post-production and the editing and how that's going to work, and then the distribution. And I think that's really where you have to make sure it's all set up properly. And even if it's just on your iPhone, and we could, tell all the listeners out there, it doesn't matter if it's on your iPhone or on, a high definition camera, you got to get the content out there. And I think that's what sometimes people think it needs to have, this perfect background, this perfect setting. At the end of the day, we're sitting here at a podcast in my office with a couple of jerseys hanging from the wall, and not even.
There's the Ray Lewis jersey behind you.
Bootstrapping, and really just going fast and breaking shit. Like that's literally,
dude.
We
hashtag that. Go fast, break shit. That's a great hashtag. That's really what it is. Fail fast. Road to success, paved with failures. It would be really cliche now.
Yes. 8 years we failed. We've tried so many different things and failed so many times.
Millions of dollars. We've spent millions of dollars.
What's interesting is I did a coaching call with an agent the other day named Cynthia. So Cynthia, if you listen to this, shout out to her. But what was interesting is I started asking her, when I do coaching calls, it's more of the first is like discovering, what is this person already doing?
Yeah.
What is this person already wanting to accomplish from a goal standpoint? Like, where's their mind? Hearing her self-proclaim what she's already done, it was amazing. It was like, oh my gosh, you have it, like you have your goal, exactly. She was like, I committed to making 10 calls a day and doing X, Y, Z. And when it got down to it, the only issue was
action.
Doing it. It literally was.
I know what I have to do.
Yes, exactly.
I haven't done it yet.
Literally the action. And so what I like about the tip that you were saying is this idea of what's your plan, and then you take it to commit to your plan. If you take nothing else away from this podcast, commit to the plan that you put on paper. And if you make a commitment, keep that commitment. And I think that's what made you guys great as entrepreneurs, is this athletic background, that it's this intensity that we will win. It's the Cortez mentality. We're going to burn the ships behind us. And it's all or nothing. It's either we're going to win or we're going to die. But that's where most people fail. So, okay, let's just real quickly touch on affiliate marketing, because we've mentioned it a couple times, and I want people to understand what it is. So can you guys break down for the audience, what is affiliate marketing? What does it look like?
All right, affiliate marketing is the best way to describe it. It's your online sales team. That's like it's getting the best people at what they do, selling your crap for you. And the beauty part about it, it's literally the most simplistic way I can really say it. It's your online sales team. Like, if you have a really great product, they have the opportunity, they can really sell your product because of their niche or their expertise. The way we go about affiliate marketing is a little bit different. So we got affiliate marketing is probably the most recent service offering that we provide here at Today's Business. And why we got into it, because we saw there was an opportunity to really bring back the relationship portion of affiliate marketing, because about 10 years ago, or even probably 5-6 years ago, affiliate marketing had a sour taste in everybody's mouth.
Right.
You had a lot of fraud, you had a lot of, because people just
chargebacks.
Yeah, you didn't have anything like that was made it valid to make it as it wasn't SEO. Affiliate marketing was like this redheaded stepchild. And for us, that we saw the need was that, hey, we married the two worlds, similar to how we bring about our everyday on our service offerings. Like Chaz mentioned before, we bring a lot of value to our employees. That's our number one goal and one of our biggest missions now. We've been bringing value since day one to our clients in so many different ways. So we felt as if there was a true opportunity to people who experienced affiliate marketing. If we brought value to them and really made it into a relationship-driven business, we were going to be successful with that. And since then, I would say we changed a lot of we changed the game in a lot of perspectives on how we gone about certain ways of going about it. But, affiliate marketing is one of the most cost-effective ways in marketing because it's performance-driven. So you have the opportunity to pay people based on how they perform rather than, a simple, $5,000 monthly retainer.
Right.
People work on percentage of sales, work on some sort of percentage of that ticket item, no matter what it is. And there's different scale. So I think that's one of the most advantageous things to affiliate marketing, but it's also a vertical that's not meant for everybody. A lot of people love, of course, especially in digital marketing, everybody would love to pay on performance, but sometimes, it just doesn't work out that way.
Right.
But, affiliate marketing has been nothing but, it's a crazy experience for us. It's a risky business for us to be in. But at the same time, it's been one of the most fulfilling businesses because it really is the only vertical that we have that you really can control your own destiny. Yeah, it's like really, you can really take your athlete mentality to affiliate marketing because there's no cap on if I sell more stuff, the clients are still going to want to pay us more. So it's if we take our athlete mentality and go balls to the wall, and it's something that it's been really successful for us.
Yeah, and to just add on what Tom was saying there, it really comes on to having the right product and the right profit margin. If you have no brand awareness and there's affiliate marketing is not going to do anything for you. It's not going to make your business. But if you have a $10 million business, great profit margins, and you're also, in the, San Francisco 49er Stadium and having brand awareness there, that's what you need.
Gotcha.
And I think if you find the right businesses that want to be able to scale their product, that's where marketing comes into play and where we can really grow.
Do you guys give
if
them?
They know what their cost per acquisition is.
Do you guys give them? No, you're good. Do you guys give them? Do you go find the affiliates for these companies? Do you find the? Okay,
yeah,
so that makes sense. You guys have a network where you'll. Okay, process. Nice.
We manage the process and the program for them. They come to us and they're like, all right, this is the offer. Or we go to them and tell them this is the offer because that's what we need to go out there to be able to sell to our sub-affiliates, the publishers, and be able to get those individuals to pick up the offer and want to push the offer and want to have enough incentive for them to say, wow, I think I could sell this to my sub-affiliates and my subscribers that I'm giving them a compelling offer that they can make money with.
Yeah, we're not a traffic source. We are the full management source.
Okay.
So we manage the entire program A through Z. Another component of what we do is that we also partner with our program. So our affiliate program and how we manage it is solely based on performance. So just like if people were to go sign up for an affiliate network and pay out affiliates on a performance metric, today's business gets paid on a performance metric. We don't charge a retainer.
Yep.
If we make $0 for you, we get paid $0. But we also don't want a cap on how much money we can make. So that's been a very competitive thing in a world that has gone SaaS. The affiliate market and has been to all technology driven. That's why, hence, we want to bring the relationship back to affiliate marketing.
Gotcha.
And I think, and one other thing too, it doesn't matter if it's a mobile app, and we could drive downloads to mobile app because we've done that. Or it be a B2B client like Lender and driving leads, and driving strictly subscriptions to one of our clients is Menlo Club and they have a $60 a month membership for close every single month. So even driving there's new subscribers to their through their online e-commerce business. So there's all different types of affiliate marketing. There's all different types of offers that we work with, from straight CPA and a straight dollar amount to rev share to a cost per lead.
What I love
so it really depends.
I was going to say what I love about affiliate marketing is the ability to scale your brand so much quicker because you have so many influencers, as I call it. Like people who tend to do affiliate marketing obviously are hustlers, they're influencers. They have a database of people that they try to sell things to. And it's just such a faster way to scale your brand. And if, you know, a lot of times I know bigger companies, like we've played around with affiliate marketing before for even our product. I know, like, if I'm thinking like at the local level for like a real estate agent or an insurance agent, what you really should be thinking through in your mind is you can create an affiliate market in your community. It's going to look a little bit different, but think about it this way. What do you give people that bring you a referral? Do you give them a $250 Visa gift card when they bring you a referral that closes? I mean, that in concept is the affiliate program, right? And it's you're training the people in your local community, and especially the influencers. Think of the people, like I use my father, he's a pastor, right?
These are the connectors.
Yeah, it's connectors. It's influencers in the community. Yeah. And you want to build a network of people that are referring you, that are bringing people to you, and you don't have to have all of the websites and stuff like that to make this concept of affiliate marketing work at the local small business level. So we're gonna have to wrap up here, guys, but I want to ask you a question. You know, we ask this to pretty much everybody who comes on, and I'm always curious to hear people's answers. So don't cry. We're gonna go really way back and get deep. Knowing what you guys know now, what would you go back and tell younger Chaz and younger Tom? What would you tell those kids? What advice would you give them? I think they're shedding a tear.
Sell ourselves?
No. What would you tell? Not sell.
What advice would you give?
What advice?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what would you sell yourself to? What would you tell? What advice would you give?
The only advice I would give would be, personally, I was just so naive about business and so naive about like this business that we went in like pretty much blind, and we're like, all right, we're going to do this. And why couldn't we do this? And there's no questioning anything. And we'd always just figure out different ways. And obviously we made a lot of mistakes over the years, and we've been able to recoup our efforts and to continue moving through it. The only thing I would tell myself is it's going to be hard and it's not going to be easy. Just continue to be positive. And I think that was something that we kind of knew. So I don't know about what
That's awesome. But that is actually great advice. It's great advice.
Yeah, I mean, I can go like, I could probably tell myself about 50 different technical things I would probably do. Definitely pay attention in accounting class in college.
I agree with that. We have so much camaraderie. Yeah. Everybody who listens to our podcast knows I've been stuck in accounting because we lost our VP of finance, but we hired someone new.
I really wish I paid attention a lot more on like the P&L and that side of the business, But I would say this: I would be more adaptive to people. I think it's like when you come from a background like myself and the way Chaz and I, we grew up like everybody has been like, we have a big family. It's like, we're North Jersey Italian guys. All right. Grew up in a pizzeria. Our first real office was above my family's restaurant. But,
that made me a little hungry.
If I go back and tell myself like, you have to kind of be even playing field, and you have to understand people and how they operate, similar to what you said before, what drives them. And everybody doesn't tick like you. And I think that was very hard for me to adapt. And I started to see myself go from like truly a salesman to a CEO when I started to do that. And if I could go back, and I think all of us probably would say we have probably one or two different things that we would change directly. But I would say for myself personally would be understanding of people on all angles. And like Chaz mentioned, being naive, like we just didn't give a shit about what anybody else thought we were going to do it. And that even went towards like even on an employee side. Mm-hmm. And now when you're trying to really build a strong team, you look at why people, like it always goes back to athletics, why the most successful teams the way they are is because they all have a strong core and a strong leadership.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say be more adaptive to people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well, thank
great
you guys
advice.
so much for being here, Tom and Chaz. Before we close, let everybody know where they can learn more about Today's Business and where they connect with you guys.
They can connect with Today's Business at tbsmo.com, at Today's_business on Instagram, and you can connect with me on Instagram at Chaz Cervino, and you can connect with Tom at Tom Ottaiano, and check us out on LinkedIn and on Instagram. That's probably our two main platforms right now that we're really pushing. So definitely connect with us.
Nice. And we'll get all of those handles and all those websites in the show notes here. If you're listening on a mobile device or your iPhone, just swipe up. You can get all the show notes, or you can go to staypaidpodcast.com and find the show notes there. Thank you so much for listening. And if you like what you heard today,
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and if you like what you heard today on Stay Paid,
Thanks,
go on
guys.
iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. Make sure to leave a comment. You can also find this podcast in video on youtube.com/ReminderMedia or staypaidpodcast.com. Please make sure to tell someone else about the podcast today. It really helps us spread the word. And you can follow Stay Paid Podcast on Instagram at Stay Paid Podcast. And, of course, you can check out Reminder Media on all social media. We are at Reminder Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree, and I'm going to give you this action item. I think there's 2 action items that come out of this. 2.
You get 2 today.
2 action items, so take note of this. One is you got to know your story to be able to do digital marketing correctly. So what is your value proposition that you're putting out to the world? And I love the advice of within real estate, and I think it's the same almost in every service-based sales industry, real estate, insurance, finance. You're selling yourself. What is the value proposition that you bring to the table? What's the unique story that you can then share digitally across social, web, all those good platforms? Figure that out. But here's the better action item.
Better one? You saved the best for last?
I saved the best for last. Do shit, break things. Do shit, break things. If you take nothing else away from today's podcast, get off your ass and do shit and break things. Hashtag that. Guys, remember the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer in any business is top producers take action. So take action on that today.